Do I believe in God? I believe in God for sure, but not the way they believe in God.
You want to get into that or not?
Everybody got a right to their opinion, and I respect everybody. That's the one thing about spirituality. We don't gotta go by what you go by, but we can still respect what you go by because we understand the bigger picture. I believe God is everything. I believe this is God. I believe this is God. I believe you're God. I believe this light is God. I believe God can only come from one thing, and that's this, everything. They try to figure out how like the world was started and stuff. They try to figure out how everything begun. And like, if you ever realize this was nothing first and then it became something. That was nothing first and then it became something. So nothing always turns into something. So the answer is nothing. You'll never find an answer for that. Everybody try to do these religious answers and try to find everything to make sense of what they like here for and what they doing here and like this God and that God. But if you not haven't noticed, that God worked for them. They haven't just came to a point where they was like, oh, this God ain't working. Christians, that worked for them. They haven't came to a point where they was like, oh, this God isn't working. Muslims, Allah, he works for them. They haven't came to a point where they like, oh, this God isn't working. Christians was right. Oh, this God, they're going to keep on going because in reality, the true God resides in you. And your thoughts create your reality. How you feel, your emotions create your reality. So whatever you feel is right and whatever you feel is the way, it's going to work for you. But the truth is, it's all you. Even if you praying out to something and it's returning to you, you're making that work. You're making that work. Like, the small voice in your head that everybody got, that's God. No, boy, I can get deeper into it. You just got to ask me questions. Where do you want to, because I don't want to, be all over the place and they don't get what I'm saying.
How come multiple people from different religions bash other religions? And like you say, that religion worked for them.
Yeah.
Worked for them. That worked for them. So I ultimately got to the point in my life where, I really respect everybody's way of worshiping, whatever they want to worship and things like that. And then also kind of like getting out of the religious manipulation.
It's a trigger effect. That's why they get in the flight mode. When people talk about their different religion, it's going against everything they stand for. And people got a fear of going to hell. People got a fear of thinking something different because it isn't that they're just naturally mad at the person for, oh, you praise that. No, it's a thought that get in their head that they can possibly be right. But once that thought get in their head, it's another thought that say, how you thinking like that? And they subconsciously think this stuff. So they're not just thinking that like right in front of their face. It's subconsciously thought. So it gets them to a point where they like, well, damn, if I think this and, I can go to hell. They scared of going to hell. As soon as they get that feeling of somebody else's religion getting inside of them and they thinking about it like, well, why they think this right? Why they da-da-da-da? Don't question God. That's that. Don't question God. You feel me? So once that coming apart, they feel like they question God, and then it puts it on them to, oh no, like who said this? I think it was Jamal Rashad. I could be wrong, but he said you could put 10 different people with different religions in a room, and they gonna argue. They're gonna start going back and forth on their religion and why this is right and why this is right. You put 10 people of spirituality in the room, and I don't think he said this, but this is just me just saying it. And they can go off spirituality in a different way. They can do different things. We're gonna communicate. We're going to talk about things that work for us and things that's been, whether we having a hard time with. They're going to talk about things that work for them and things that they having a hard time with. And we're going to find a way to prevail through whatever situation we're going through. But we ain't going to be in that much just arguing and, oh, this and all that. Because spirituality is literally like connecting us all. It's all about talking about all of us are guys, all of us reflections of each other. You feel me? If you hate on somebody else, you hate yourself. If you love everybody else, you love yourself. It's all about self-growth. No bullying. We understand that all of us is one. You feel me? Like I say, they say the universe is God itself. And why wouldn't the universe want to experience itself? And that's us. No bull. We wanted to experience ourselves, so we put ourselves in different bodies to experience ourselves. All of us the same person. If he went through everything I went through, the same way I went through it and reacted to it the same way I went through it and dealt with it the same way I went through it and looked at it the same way I went through it and then made a reaction the same way I did, we'll be the same person. But we could be siblings and go through the same things, but guess what? He's going to handle it differently. He's going to think about it differently. I'm going to handle it differently. I'm going to think about it differently. We could have the same situation right here, and he can look at it differently, and I can look at it my way. That's what makes us different, but in reality, we are the same. Everything that he been through makes him who he is today. Everything that I've been through make me who I am today. But if we went through the same exact things and handled it the same way, we would be the same person.
So I want to touch kind of into your music career. What's your most proudest moment so far?
When I dropped Side by Side, that song get on my nerves now.